Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Torpedoes and Tarantulas. This is Jeff here, and I would like to take this time to, first of all, welcome you to my living room. Second of all, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend with me. Now, this evening I have a video to do, which is part educational and part collection tour. Now, for my arachno family, before you even get excited, no, this is not a tarantula or scorpion or even spider related educational video, but it's mostly intended for that side of my channel, my arachno family. But for the rest of you, getting back to the roots of my channel was cigars. So that's what we're focusing on tonight. Those of you who are just now catching back up with me when you started following me for the cigars, if you don't know much about cigars, I want to kind of catch you up on things. And I just wanted to tell my arachno family the other side, basically, of my hobbies. And the two things I'm passionate about, arachnids and cigars. So most people who smoke cigars are weird fuckers anyway, so usually they can understand the guys who keep big ass spiders and dozens of scorpions. It's just you got to take time for the simple pleasures in life, and those are two that I really enjoy, but they keep me on my toes. So I am going to go ahead and in this video, I'm going to get my humidor out, and as I show you cigars, I'm going to break down basically the biology of a cigar. Oakley dokley, here we go. Okay, so a cigar is basically a big stick of well-aged tobacco leaf. I mean, that's the basic description and concept of a cigar. But, of course, there are all kinds of different categories. As you can see just by this top tray, there are so many different types and styles out there. You need to kind of know what you're talking about. And so we're basically going to start with the guts of a cigar, or the makeup of a cigar. And most all premium handmade cigars, which every one of these that are in my humidor are premium handmades, there are three parts. There are the fillers, and there's two categories to fillers: short fillers and long fillers. Long fillers are pretty much any of these cigars that I have, these handmade cigars. They take entire tobacco leaves, and there can be upwards of 7 or 8 long filler, which is the center, the core of the cigar. There can be up to 5 to 7 leaves just inside the cigar. And then the second part of that is the binder, which is a leaf that holds all of the filler together in a certain shape until they put the wrapper on, which is this last leaf that you see, which is always the first thing you see. It's the most beautiful, but also, if you know anything about cigars, it's where a lot of the initial flavors come from. Now, a lot of the experiences or notes, if that makes sense, like the cinnamon tingle or the woody notes, those generally come from your long fillers. And then a lot of the spiciness and pepper tingle and things like that usually come from the binder, which holds all the long filler together. And then you get into your deeper, sweet haze for a lighter wrapper like this, to, some cocoa and coffee with a wrapper like this. Most of the flavors come from the wrappers, but as I said, cigars are classified according to size, and there's a few general words for them that are used throughout, and they start from the largest to the smallest. Now, cigars are measured, their ring gauge, how big they are in diameter. Cigars are measured on 64ths of an inch. So 32 ring gauge is half an inch. Most of your cigars are above a 50 ring gauge. If they're above a 50 ring gauge, then they're usually a Robusto or a Toro or a Gordo or a Torpedo, which is another focus of my video tonight, guys. So let's start with one of the first shapes of a cigar, and this is the Torpedo, guys. Let's just go ahead and clear the air right now. This is what a Torpedo cigar looks like. Now, I have several of these, and I've been unable to do a review video on them yet because a friend of mine went in with me on these cigars, so I can't do the video until he's ready to do the video. And then the next one we're going to do, now you see this is a rounded cap on this cigar, which is apparently harder to do than the tapered end. And this is actually called a double Robusto, but it's basically a Toro. A Toro is anything from over 5.5 inches to 6.5 inches with upwards of a 52 ring gauge. Anything bigger than that, these Diesel Unholy Cocktails are, gosh, I think they're right around 6 or a little under 6, but they're a 54 ring gauge. So, discussing ring gauge now, in my personal experience with cigars, the smaller the ring gauge, the more of those flavors you get, because then there's less of the other distractants. And like I said, the wrapper lends a lot of flavor to it. These are my newer ones. I did a review on this cigar. Sorry, guys, this is a rushed video, and I don't have the equipment to set up to prevent this glare and light everything up. But you know which cigar this is. Anyway, I did a review on this cigar. I'm just really trying to educate all of you who don't know much about cigars a little bit more about cigars. So we've gone through some of the sizes. Now this one right here is a Mystic. This is what's called a Corona. This is about the smallest cigar they make with a long filler. Everything else, like your cigarillos and your mini cigars, are usually used with short fillers, which are just chopped up trimmings of these premium made cigars. So there you go. There's a few other different types of shapes and sizes. One of them here I wanted to show you, which is also one of my absolute favorite cigars. This is a Perfecto, and it's a Perfecto because it's tapered on this end and it's tapered on this end. If it's tapered on this end but it's blunt on this end, that's a Torpedo. But look at this, guys. This is one of the most beautiful cigars I've ever seen. I realize in this light it looks like a big black cat turd wrapped in a metal band, but I'm telling you guys, this is an amazing cigar. But that's a Perfecto. And you had the Torpedo, which I showed you. Then you had the Toro, which I showed you, which is a rounded end. Of course, these are a rounded end, but they're a Corona. I don't know if I have any Robustos in here, guys. Let me get all my cigars out, and then I can show them to you, and we'll be done. Okay, guys. So for any of those of you who have been following my video, for the cigars, here is what's left in my humidor. And now maybe you'll understand why I haven't been doing many review videos. Basically, all of these cigars in here, a lot of them have been in here for, some of them for a couple of years, but most of them a year or two. And I've done reviews on all of these. I've run out of stuff to review on, but here are some of the general shapes, once again, for those who don't know much about cigars. This is a Perfecto, that's right. Now this is an unusual Perfecto because you can see it starts out at one ring gauge down here at what would be the shoulder, where the shape of the cigar changes, to obviously a quite larger ring gauge on the other end, which really makes for an interesting smoke. This is a limited release cigar. I don't know if any more of these are available. I have a few of these. They've been in my humidor for a couple of years. This one here is a Robusto. This is like a 5.5 by a 50 or 52 ring gauge. Now, but just length or fatter ring gauge does not dictate length of smoke. Sometimes, one like this you think might take 45 minutes, might take you an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how it's rolled. But that's basically most of the cigar shapes and sizes that I have. Here's another torpedo. Excuse me. This is one of my favorite torpedoes. This is the, gosh, I don't know why that camera won't focus. This is the Fratello Navetta. I've already done a review on it, but I really like the torpedo shape in a lot of ways because it sets nice in the teeth. And then this one, a lot like this cigar right here, are you can't really see it with that cello, but they are square pressed, box pressed. The squarer cigars tend to sit better in the hand and in the mouth. So I'm not really big into the big giant fat cigars, which is why you don't see a lot of those in here. This is the biggest cigar I have, and it's a 6.5 or 7 by, I think it's like a 56, but this is one of my absolute favorite cigars right here. This is an ultra premium. This is made by AJ Fernandez. It's the Ave Maria Reconquista. This guy right here has been in my box since I first got into cigars, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. That's one of the very first original cigars I had left. I caught a good deal on a high dollar cigar like that, so I got some. And I've gotten a few others over the years, but that's one of the first original ones, so it's still pretty badass. I've got some other boutique blends like the Island Gem. A really nice cigar. This one right here is actually, can be actually 2 different smoking experiences. You cut off the little lead of the pencil and you get one flavor profile. You get halfway through it, and then you cut down into the pencil part of it here, and it changes and mellows up and all that kind of neat stuff. So, yeah, that's another great cigar. Basically, well, I don't smoke shit cigars. So, yeah. I hope that I covered all of the topics for just the basics of cigars. If I did not, please feel free to let me know in the comments what it is that you would like to know, and I can tell you. I know it, I just can't remember it all. So I hope those that don't know much about cigars learn quite a bit. Those that do know enough about cigars to watch my channel for my cigar videos, I hope that maybe you were educated or at least entertained, and I hope that I could do a good service to everyone out there that, you know, is interested in cigars. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a great night. Take care. For all of my smokers out there, smoke them if you got them. Hey, I got a big video coming up tomorrow too, by the way. For those of y'all who are following my channel, I have an epic unboxing coming up. That's all I'm going to say. Good night, y'all. Peace.